Hey everybody, how you doing? This your man EA Evan Anderson out of Savannah, Georgia. And man, I'm floored right now because I got the one, the only, the number one income earning woman in the Power Network, the leader of the Dream Team, Tracy Walker, was able to take a few moments out of her busy schedule to sit here and meet with me so that I can get a quick interview in and let everybody out there in internet land know the ins and outs, why you need to be in the Empower Network, why you need to be with the Dream Team, and why you need to be all in. Okay, so we don't got that much time. She has a very busy schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in here. Tracy, real quick, I mean, I already know your background, but for the people who might not know you out there, can you just fill them in real quick on a little bit of your background, where you from, and how you got to the point where you got involved with Empower Network, and then we'll just go back and forth from there.
You are a speed demon, I tell you. All right, I got it. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to do this hangout with you, and it's definitely my pleasure to share as much as we can get in during our time together. But I am originally from Chicago, our wonderful host location for the next event. And born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, a South Side girl, inner city, and went to school there, high school, graduated, went to college at Florida A&M University down in Tallahassee, Florida, and graduated. I have a master's degree in business with a concentration in marketing. And after graduating in the fall of '99, I was stuck in Tallahassee for a year because I didn't have a job. Now, interesting enough, I had worked at HBO for an internship for, a lot of time. I worked at the Meat Paper Corporation. I worked in not Costa Rica, in Mexico for some time. I worked in several different cities and states, and to not get a job was kind of like baffling. So I ended up taking a job working at Progressive Insurance and did some claims adjusting until I got a job in Atlanta in my field. And I moved to Atlanta in 2000, and my job was cool. I enjoyed it, but I worked 12-hour days. I hated that part of it. And I worked 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for 4 days. Then I had 4 days off. Then I would work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So my body was constantly switching. I was sometimes eating lunch at 12 midnight as opposed to 12 noon. It just really depended on what was going on. And I was so unhappy. I used to get home. I stayed with my dad and my stepmom at that time, and I would cry every day because I hated that work schedule. And the final straw for me was when I had put in my time, Evan, to go to homecoming, because I think I was like 22 or something, to go to homecoming. And I was pissed that they allowed me to believe I would have the time off for almost 6 months until October got here, like a week before the homecoming. And then they told me I couldn't go because someone with senior status had requested that same time off, and they had to put me into work. So I knew at that point in time this was not the place for me. I hated the hours. I hated the fact that I had this bureaucracy about somebody being higher than me, even though I put in the time before. And thank goodness, while I was in grad school, my dad introduced me to real estate. And so I had seen people as I was going to these different conferences making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month off of one real estate deal or off of two real estate deals. And so it wasn't far-fetched for me to believe that that was possible. So fortunately enough for me, and unfortunate, the events of September the 11th took place. My company went through a series of downsizing, rounds of layoffs. And I got laid off, Evan. I was so happy. I call it the day I got my freedom papers. And I got that paper, and I made sure I had my severance. I made sure they were going to give me Georgia unemployment. And I took that money, Evan, and I dived into my real estate business. That was in 2002, March 2002, and I've been an entrepreneur ever since. My real estate business did extremely well from 2002 to 2006, and I invested in properties, negotiated short sales, and was making $60,000 to $90,000 a month in our transactions. But when the market had its shifts, my income went down. My house I built went into foreclosure. My cars went into repossession. My electricity was rigged. My cable was rigged. Everything was so bootleg in my world, living in this beautiful home, that I literally would cry every single night once again because I couldn't believe that I had ended up here yet again. Well, fortunately, a good friend of mine introduced me to network marketing in January of 2007, I got back plugged into this industry, shifted into internet marketing in 2008, and literally got myself a mentor, Dagan Smith, from the jump, followed everything he said to do. I found myself in another system, and that kind of gave me a platform to speak and share. I became a top producer over there. I was a top female income earner in that system. That's where I met David Wood when he was living in a van, actually. And we became friends, and we got to a point where we were discussing some challenges and some glitches we saw in the marketplace. And being the genius that David Wood is, he figured out a solution. He shared that solution with me in October of 2011. I have since been part of Empower Network. I've put all my attention, all my focus into this movement and working with the wonderful group of people that we have in Empower, and let alone just our beautiful team, the Dream Team. And Evan, that's how I'm here.
Yeah, and David Wood, this incredible solution that he came up with. I mean, I know for me personally, it's been absolutely baffling, mind-blowing, mind-shifting, life-altering. You know, all of these amazing and incredible things. And you know, just real quick before I even go any further, I got to just go ahead and do this